thought I was taking a picture. I drink this really fast. Okay, so here's the tea. I just wanted to say that to be funny. I haven't been on here in a while. I haven't spoken my feelings on video in a long time, and I'd like to do that, so let's hook this up. Where am I? What's that sound? I'm wearing my strawberry milkshake bra, drinking my espresso protein shake. What's up? Okay, so what's new? I had a very long chat with my mom last night, which felt needed. I wasn't planning on sharing what I was feeling at that moment until today. But last night, it just kind of spilled out of me. I was like, it just needed to come out, I guess. And she had some great insight, and it felt really good to kind of talk about things that I'm experiencing and going through right now. What I've come to recognize is that my life lately has been constantly changing. There's no settling. There's no feelings of, well, I'm comfortable with myself and with what's going on. Like, I'm okay with the environment right now. I know that it's a lot that I have to deal with at the moment. So I'm okay with it. But basically, all this change has allowed me to grow so fast and so much. Like, I've learned so many different things from, so many different things from all of the experiences that I've been going through lately. And there's been a lot of them because, like, I've just been going through a lot. I quit my job back in May, which is no longer relevant because it was kind of relevant because I quit my job so I could focus on the school, like nutrition school the program that I'm in. And so I've been focusing on the nutrition school program, which won't end until next April, the end of next April. So I've been part-time in school and part-time working. And I've just been going through different random struggles, having different events with different stress kind of coming about. And they've forced me to look at life in a different way and just grow. Like, I'm a lot stronger for it. But other experiences that I've had, I've grown from as well. And just so much change in such a short period of time just kind of forces you to do that. And I feel that I've grown from certain situations, which is a great relief, but then I feel like I'm putting myself back into the situations almost. Like, I'm staying around them. Like, it's like, why am I doing that to myself if I've grown from them? Like, if I've grown from them, then I should move forward and not put myself in those situations, right? But for some reason, I feel semi-forced, not forced, because you're not ever forced to do anything, but I almost feel stuck in a situation that I already feel that I've grown from, an environment that I feel like I've already grown from. So where I'm struggling is trying to understand, can I be in this environment and make it different for myself? Which I believe that I can, but it takes a lot of strength and courage to say no, which is fine. But a lot of times, like, sometimes it's hard. I come from a people-pleasing background, so it's extra challenging for me, and I'm aware of that, to put my boundaries up and say no and guard my own time. I think also too, some of it feels like maybe I don't trust myself to say no. So therefore I wouldn't want to put myself in the situation or the environment that is going to be, doing that. But in a way that you can look at it too is that by putting myself in that environment and having to make that decision to say no will make me a stronger person. I guess an analogy that you could think of would be like you're quitting alcohol, and so like you don't really want to be around that environment of people drinking and being in a bar. Like you might just not want to go to the bar because with that entire environment around you, it's going to be really hard to maintain that boundary that you've set up for yourself to say no. And that's okay. You don't have to go to the bar. Like you don't even have to put yourself in that environment. And nobody should say that you should go. Nobody should give you a hard time saying like, you should come, even though you feel that it's not going to be good for yourself. That's a good thing that you recognize that and you stick up for yourself and you say, no, I'm not going to go to the bar. It's too challenging for me right now. I feel like I need to be a little bit stronger if I were to put myself back in that environment for me to get to a point where I can say no. I'm good. I don't need to drink. So part of me kind of feels like that I might be weak being in that environment, and I'm scared that I won't be able to hold my boundaries to move forward in my own life and just entirely grow from that situation while being in the same environment. Because I want it to be healing for me. I think I'm nervous that there's going to be it's a backtracking situation. Like that me putting myself in that environment is going to kick me back on my timeline when I've already kind of gone and I'm ready for more. Like I'm ready to grow. So I'm trying to figure out in what ways I can make it different for myself. Like, how can I make this situation work for me? If I'm going to be in the same environment that I feel like I've grown from, how can I change it a little bit to a point where it's healthier, I feel more comfortable, I'm making good decisions for myself, I'm maintaining my boundaries that I'm setting up. So this is my dilemma in talking about whatever I'm going through in the most vague sense. Because then it's applicable, to anybody's situation. So that's the tea, or that's the espresso protein shake that I'm drinking right now. It's all about the mindset, How can I grow? Even if I'm in this environment that I know doesn't really feed me as much as maybe I know another environment could. How can I make the best of this situation, and how can I move forward? These are the great questions of life. Ah! Yes. Anyway, that's how I kind of view it, I guess. But then I also, I was getting stuck then, it's like, with making a decision. How do I know that the decision that I make is the right decision? And I hate asking that question, because when people ask me that question, like, Emily, what should I do? I have this and I have this, like, what should I choose? And I'm just like, whatever feels right for you. I can't tell you what to do. Only you know what's good for yourself and how to make that decision for you with what you feel inside. And so I try to give myself that same advice. And, I'm trying to imagine myself in both scenarios, kind of going down the rabbit hole of what could happen if I make this decision? And then what could happen if I make this decision over here, though? Like, what would my life look like in both scenarios? And I'm getting feelings now, but I'm like, and then when I think about each scenario, it's like, yeah, getting that feeling, like, what feels good? Because what feels good might be the right choice, but also sometimes what's the right choice might also feel scary at the same time, because you're taking a leap of faith. Like, it feels risky almost, or you don't actually know what could come of it or what it might lead you to. And like, you might not necessarily have it all worked out, but it might be the right thing to do to help you grow and move forward. So I'm trying to look at my options in a well-rounded way and from different perspectives, because it's so difficult. Like, what's the basis of my decision? Some people might say one thing, some people might say another. And really, at the end of the day, it's my life, or it's your life, whatever. It's your decision, and you have to live with that decision. You're the only person that can, and that will, and you're the only person that can make that choice. I don't need to make a decision at this very moment in time. I don't know. I'm getting jumbled in my head and what I'm thinking about and where my feelings are coming from. So I think what I'm going to do for these decisions is write a list, pros and cons, and write the best things that could happen, write the worst things that could happen, pros and cons of it all.